What is up? Gear Squad, Chain Gear here, we're going to the video, and today we are talking about Destiny 2. This video is for all of the Guardians out there, especially Obsidian Gears, my clan in Destiny 2. Guys, I hope you find this video helpful. Last time we talked about the meta. I introduced you guys to the meta, what's good, what's not good, how you can find all that out. But today we're going to talk about perks. This is the other side of weapons, right? Once you know that an archetype for a weapon is good, whether it be for PvE or for PvP, then the next question is, okay, well, I have that kind of weapon, but what perks should I have on the weapon? That's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. We're going to use a couple different tools, and we're going to start with Destiny Item Manager. This is where you can stop and just say, what weapons do I have? What perks do they have? You know, I want to put them on my character now. So let's just go ahead and jump in and take a look. We're going to look at Gnawing Hunger. Why? Because Gnawing Hunger is a great PvE auto rifle. It's a great PvP auto rifle. It's got great utility. It's got great consistency and lethality. And you're going to hear those three words a lot. Lethality, consistency, and utility. Those are the three different things I think about when I create a build for a weapon, for Destiny 2. So let's take a look at Gnawing Hunger. I have two roles. The nice thing about Destiny Item Manager is I can click on a Gnawing Hunger, and I can click this button right here to compare items and see my other Gnawing Hunger. So I have two Gnawing Hungers in here. Before we go ahead and compare them, let's just take a look at this one. This is my PvP Gnawing Hunger, and I'll explain why. But what we're able to do here is, of course, see all of the stats, but we already know Gnawing Hunger is meta. Why? Because it's a 600 auto rifle, and we already understand why 600 auto rifles are meta. If you don't, go back to my meta video. It talks all about why these weapons are good and how they're good, but we're talking about the perks that are on this Gnawing Hunger. If we go ahead and open up Gnawing Hunger in Destiny Tracker, if you actually click on Gnawing Hunger in Destiny Item Manager, it'll just automatically go to Destiny Tracker. There are other websites like Destiny Tracker when it comes to its ability to take a look at weapons, like LightGG. Light.gg is another really great resource, but this brings us into Destiny Tracker. So let's just take a look at that in here. As you guys can see, this shows us all of the different perks that we can get on a Gnawing Hunger. Now, again, this is my role. It actually shows me my exact role here, and it shows me, again, the stats and everything like that. If I want to change some of these up, right, some of the barrels and the magazines, it'll actually change the perk, or the stats up here so you can see them, which is really, really nice. But we don't want to do that. We again, want to just see my role of Gnawing Hunger, and here it is. So what's nice is when you say, okay, I like Gnawing Hunger. This is cool. I brought it into PvP once, and I really, really liked it. Well, what kind of roles can I get with it? If you go inside of Destiny Tracker, these are all of the different traits of the different perks that you can get on Gnawing Hunger. So when you were rolling for Gnawing Hunger at the Prismatic Recaster, for example, at Drifter, right? You can go ahead and take a look, and you can see, is it your God role? Or is it close to your God role? I'll give you a good example. This right here, this is a really good build. It's got Kill Clip, meaning I definitely can utilize some lethality in the Crucible. It's got Zen Moment, which means I can help with consistency. And just in case you guys needed a refresher, Kill Clip, when I get a kill and I reload, buffs my damage, which means my lethality is higher, right? I'm more lethal. Zen Moment, that's an incredible perk because when I actually get a hit off, not a kill, but just when the first bullet lands on the target, my weapon becomes more stable. And for me, I like my auto rifles to be as stable as possible. I want them to basically be a laser. That way I don't have to correct my aim while I'm shooting as much, right? It also has accurized rounds. This helps for the range. I love range perks. Not that I necessarily need it, but I think it's pretty good. It allows me to make sure my drop off isn't as steep, which means I can kill enemies at farther ranges. So I like that. But it has corkscrew rifling. Corkscrew rifling is okay. It slightly increases my range and stability. It also slightly increases handling speed. And I'd rather have a higher increase to range or stability than also have that buff to handling. I'm good. I don't really want the buff to handling. So here's what I can do. I can look at these different perks and say, well, I kind of want range or I kind of want stability. And I can look here and say, okay, range is at 67 with what I have right now. If I had Hammer Forged, it'd be at 71. Okay then, I want a hammer forged rifling one. And now you know the weapon that you want to get. So that's how this works. That's how you can kind of take a look at this. And you can kind of build a weapon that you can share, with your friends, and you can be like, hey, this is what I want. Or you can share it with yourself and say, this is the weapon that I want. And then when you go out and you look for it, you can tell, right? You can also start to get, familiar with a lot of these things, especially when it comes to like barrels or scopes. And magazine perks. A lot of people ignore these, but magazine perks are really, really important. You have magazine perks that literally just help with, again, like the range, the stability, and things like that. Like steady rounds helps with stability. But then you also have magazine perks that help with literally just like reload, like drop mag or alloy mag, which is in here somewhere, I'm sure. But then you also have extended mag, which is really, really helpful for maybe like PvE when you're trying to get like a bunch of kills. Okay, so we talked about this. You guys understand the barrels, the magazines, things like that. If you want to know what the most meta are, obviously you can kind of start to dig into that. But it's really, at this point, kind of up to you what you want. If you want these kinds of perks, if you want more range, then that's what you look for, right? If you want more stability, that's what you look for. If you want more handling, 100%, go for it. Is there too much recoil? You can correct that with some of these perks. But let's talk about the perks that everybody thinks about when you start to talk about weapons. And those are the trait perks, the traits, which is this column and this column. For me, I have Zen Moment and I have Kill Clip. And this is where I want to talk about those three different things: utility, consistency, and lethality. When you're building a weapon for lethality, it's obvious. You want Kill Clip. You want Rampage. When you get a kill, it automatically ups the damage. You don't have to reload it. But it's in stacks of 3. So it's maximum amount of damage you can get. You have to get 3 kills. But on the way there, you'll get a little bit of buff, a little bit of a bigger buff, and then you'll have the max damage buff. Great perk to bring into PvE. Why? Because you're able to just consistently mow down adds at a faster and faster rate. Kill Clip, you'll actually have to reload the weapon, which is kind of annoying. But in PvP, you want a greater boost to your DPS for 1 kill, right? Which is why a lot of people love Kill Clip. If you get 1 kill and you proc Rampage, that's nice. But if you get 1 kill and you get Kill Clip, that's a lot better because the damage perk is actually more substantial. So I like Kill Clip in PvP. I love Rampage in PvE. Now, there's a bunch of other perks in here, like Multi-Kill Clip, which is an incredible PvE perk. I absolutely love Multi-Kill Clip. It has one of the highest DPS buffs. There's also Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler is great, especially for Titans, because I get a punch off real quick on a Thrall, and I've got max DPS on my weapon. Or, if I'm a little bit further away, I can go ahead and just mow down 5 adds, and I've got the same amount of damage. So I really, really like these different lethality perks. Let's go ahead and take a look at Rampage for a second, though. If I'm trying to build a lethality build for PvE, right, I'm going to want to pair something that increases my ability to utilize Rampage. And in this column right here, that means I'm going to go with a weapon perk like Subsistence. Subsistence states that kills partially reload the magazine from reserves, but the reserve capacity is reduced. So what's awesome about this is I can go ahead and get Subsistence and Extended Mag, which means I have more ammo. It drops a little bit because of Subsistence, but that's okay, right? And then I'm able to go ahead and just constantly reload because because I'm getting kills, which I'm never actually reloading my weapon, and I'm proccing Rampage over and over and over again. So this is an incredible combination. Subsistence, Swashbuckler, incredible combination. Subsistence, Multi-Kill Clip, bad, very bad. Why? Because Multi-Kill Clip won't proc unless you actually physically reload the weapon, which means Subsistence won't proc Multi-Kill Clip. So this is a bad combination. It's actually the worst combination in the game because it literally just invalidates your perk. But Rampage, Swashbuckler, perfect combination. You can use some other perks, but there's really no reason to, right? If you can get this. Overflow, that's another really good one. Overflow is when you slide over special or heavy, it reloads your weapon automatically with a huge amount of ammo in its magazine. Absolutely incredible perk. You can pair this up with anything you want. You can pair this up with accurized rounds because you're just going to have a massive clip or magazine when you're jumping into a fight because you slid over some special ammo. It's super, super good. So don't sleep on these. Subsistence, Overflow work really, really well for PvE, again, with Rampage or Swashbuckler. Not to say that it can't work in PvP, but for me, I like to go a little bit more into consistency. And so that's what we're going to talk about now. Consistency perks are things like Tap the Trigger and Zen Moment. Why? What do these do? Basically, these perks allow me to be more consistent on my target. My aim, me actually getting the first kill before I can even proc something like Kill Clip, I want to use something like Zen Moment, like Tap the Trigger, because these help me with my accuracy, my stability, my range. It allows me to reach my target and hit my target at my utmost accuracy, right? When we talk about meta, we're talking about, oh, it takes a hand cannon 3 shots to get the kill. But what if you miss all your shots? It doesn't matter, right? If you're using an auto rifle and it takes you half the clip to even get to the opponent's head, then it doesn't matter, right? The meta doesn't matter, which is why consistency is really, really important. My recommendation for newer players who are trying to figure out the Crucible, for example, is to go with consistency. Maybe you can go ahead and hold on to some of these damage perk ones, especially if you have both. So if you have a Tap the Trigger and Kill Clip, or exactly like my role, right, which is Zen Moment Kill Clip, this is going to be a really great weapon for you. It allows you to invest into consistency and constantly get your hit off, but it also allows you to go into lethality as well, and you get to actually witness that and see what that lethality is like. But first you have to get the kill, which is going to be helpful for Zen Moment. Now let me explain how much I go into consistency. When I go into trials, when I go into comp, I bring my summoner. And my summoner has no lethality perks. Why? Because there's only 3 enemies on the map, and I want to make sure the first battle I get into, I'm going to win it. I can't get any damage perks if there's only 3 enemies on the field and my teammate Darth sniped them both. Or Mex just jumps out of nowhere and shaps them both in the face. I have one job, and it's to get that last kill, and my summoner always gets the job done. Why? Because I built it for consistency. As you guys can see, I've got Rangefinder, which allows me to hit my aim. It allows me to hit my bullets at a further distance than others before drop off, meaning I'm getting higher value damage when they're further away. And I've got Moving Target. Moving Target allows me to increase my movement speed and target acquisition while moving around with my auto rifle. What does that mean? If I'm in an engagement with an enemy that's further away and I'm strafing, I'm more able to get the kill than someone that's spec'd into Overflow and Rampage. Why? Because I'm able to actually hit them, and they have to actually try harder to hit me. So to me, I value consistency, like Moving Target, Zen Moment, and Rangefinder, when I'm trying to do things like, you know, play in really intense games, and I don't want to miss my shot. So that's my idea. I like to go into consistency. I like to make sure I actually hit my shot. That's what I go for. But again, if I wanted to go ahead and get a little bit more damage in there, I'm going to use Kill Clip. Now, the last thing I have to mention is utility. I didn't really mention it that much, but utility is important as well, and especially in this meta. Right now, for PvE, Oppressive Darkness is an incredible perk. What it allows you to do, it's not a perk, it's a mod. Basically what it allows you to do is throw a Void Grenade at an enemy, like a boss for example, and it debuffs the enemy, and it allows you to do more damage. So Oppressive Darkness, it's kind of like a must-have for a lot of like raid teams and things like that. And if you want to have Oppressive Darkness, that means you have to have your grenade up. So I like to spec into things like Demolitionist. Kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. Done. It also reloads your weapon when you throw a grenade, but what I'm focused on is kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. I'm bringing this into PvE all of the time. And I'm going to pair it up with something like Subsistence, like Overflow, because it allows me to get more kills without having to reload, and it allows me to get my Demolitionist up. And let me show you how intense I am about Demolitionist. I like to go and type in demo into Destiny Item Manager, and it'll instantly filter out all of my Demolitionist weapons. All of these weapons that are highlighted, they all have Demolitionist on them. It's incredible. So I like to run a build where I have a shotgun with Demolitionist. This one actually has Demolitionist and Swashbuckler, lethality, and utility. Then I go ahead and grab my Infinite Paths. It's a pulse rifle with Demolitionist and Swashbuckler. Beautiful combination. And then I run my Edgewise with Demolitionist. It's such a good perk combination. I absolutely love it. So hopefully this kind of helps you guys. I hope this makes sense. I want to show you guys one more thing that you guys can utilize, and that's Gunsmith, d2gunsmith.com. I love this because this is the kind of thing where, you know, if you're in a Discord channel like mine, and you want to go ahead and say, oh man, I really want this weapon with this build, this is a really great tool. So all you have to do is say, okay, what weapon do I want to actually go and find? And let's say you want the new Temptations hook. This is a brand new sword, really, really, really good sword. Okay, it's got some pretty good perks and whatnot. Or maybe the Falling Guillotine. This actually looks like it's a little bugged. Let's go ahead and do a normal weapon, like False Promises. Here we go. False Promises, great auto rifle. Well, I think it is. And let's say you want a particular build. Let's say you want ricochet rounds, killing wind, and rampage. And let's go ahead and throw on some range or stability like polygonal rifling. And let's say I want a stability masterwork, and I recommend putting on a counterbalance mod. Boom. This is my build. This is what I want. And what's awesome is I can go ahead and put this into Destiny Item Manager as a wish list, which is really, really cool. We can go over that another time. Or I can take a screenshot of this and I can send it to my friends. I absolutely love this tool. It's really, really great for looking at builds and things like that. It's very similar, obviously, to any of these other websites like LightGG or Destiny Tracker, but this allows you to export it and send it to your friends, send it to the community, and, you know, talk through some of this stuff. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, obviously like it if you like it, but let me know in the comment section down below, what are some of your favorite roles? What are some of your favorite perks? What are some of your favorite weapons this season? We can go through this stuff. Let me know what you guys want to talk about in the comment section down below. Now that we've gone over the meta and we've gone over perks, we can start talking about full weapon builds, full armor builds. We haven't even talked about armor yet, so maybe that's what we'll talk about next, but let me know in the comment section down below. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys soon, and of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.